We are heading into complete isolation on this untouched island.
Surviving here demands speed, skill, and absolute resourcefulness.
Night is falling fast and this storm is hitting harder than expected.
There goes my ride. Officially stranded on this wild tropical island.
With the boat gone, the journey of true wilderness survival officially begins.
Welcome to day one. First step, build a shelter before nightfall.
Completely stranded, with miles of untouched coastline stretched out in every direction.
First objective, find a solid camp spot before high tide kicks in. This spot is perfect. Time to unpack and establish base camp.
We made it. This island is completely untouched and paradise is ours today.
From above, the sheer isolation of this tropical haven becomes strikingly clear.
Welcome to Castaway Beach, ground zero for the ultimate survival challenge.
Now we're pushing deep into the jungle to find a prime spot for base camp.
Uninhabited, isolated, and completely untamed. A true paradise for survival.
The growth here is incredibly thick, but I think I hear fresh water up ahead.
Deep inside this island jungle, every square foot is thriving with wildlife.
Look at the size of this absolute unit right here.
Just beyond the dense tree line lies one of the most breathtaking beaches in the world.
Just down the beach, there is a fascinating wreck hidden in the surf.
Nature slowly reclaims what human hands built decades ago. Constant, relentless tides shape every inch of this remote coastline.
Out here, even the smallest sprout on the sand is a sign of life and survival resources.
Nature finds a way to take root, isolated on this tiny patch of dry land. A single dot of green in a sea of blue, miles away from civilization.
Finding fresh water on an isolated ring of sand is where survival gets real.
I mean, it's not like fresh water grows on trees around here.
Except, well, sometimes it actually does.
All right, let's head up and grab those fresh coconuts. Just one clean cut to free this whole cluster.
That is a really, really nice harvest of coconuts right there.
Time to slice open this fresh green coconut for some pure survival hydration. Oh, that is so hydrating. Don't skip the flesh. This soft coconut meat is packed with healthy fats and calories. That is absolute perfection. High energy survival food right here. When you are stuck out here, simple, fresh food like this keeps you moving. Now we need to scan this shoreline for timber before high tide comes in. Heading deeper into the palms to see if we can spot some high-yield coconut trees.
From above, The sheer density of this palm forest promises an endless supply of fresh coconuts.
Found this long bamboo pole on the shore, perfect tool for knocking down those fresh coconuts overhead. Just a little more push and these coconuts are coming down.
Fresh coconut water on a deserted island. Absolute perfection.
One more knock should free up the rest of this cluster. Got a full supply of fresh coconut water to keep us hydrated. That's a solid day's worth of food and water stored right here.
Surrounded by hundreds of miles of open ocean, survival is a constant test.
We got our water covered for now, but looking at these clouds, shelter is priority number one.
When weather turns on an isolated island, minutes count between safety and disaster.
I've built lean-tos and bamboo huts before, but today we need something truly storm-proof.
Deep in the jungle, nature serves a quick reminder of the hidden hazards ahead.
Jackpot. This weathered bamboo is going to be the main frame for our shelter.
The entire coastline is littered with storm debris, a gold mine of raw building materials.
These jungle vines are super strong, perfect for lashing our shelter frame together.
Notching these joints properly ensures the frame won't collapse during the storm.
Plenty of legroom. Always measure against your own body before building. These jungle vines bind tight, making this shelter structure rock solid. It's super lightweight, but surprisingly strong. Time to lock it down.
Anchoring these corner posts deep ensures the wind won't blow our shelter away.
Driving these stakes deep is the only way this foundation survives high tide. Four corners secured. That bed foundation isn't going anywhere. Now that our base is locked, next up is weaving a comfortable palm leaf mattress.
Tying tight square lashings with green vines makes these bamboo joints rock solid.
Look at that, zero wobble. Oh. This frame can easily hold my full body weight. Now I'm weaving a tight web of flexible vines to create a comfortable, bouncy mattress. Moment of truth. Let's see if this vine mesh actually holds my weight.
Honestly, this feels 10 times better than sleeping on hard sand.
Off the ground, bug-free, and built entirely from the jungle. As night falls over the island, the real test of survival begins.
Temps drop fast out here, so layer up and let's get ready for sleep.
Pitch black out here tonight, but we built a solid spot. See you at sunrise. Calling it a night on this makeshift bed. Time to rest up. Nothing beats a morning dip to kick off another day of exploration. Gotta keep that balance sharp when navigating island terrain.
From above, the island reveals its true scale and isolation.
Another day survived, but the night on this beach is something else entirely.
Under a canopy of stars, the island slumbers until dawn.
Day 2 on the island. Slept surprisingly well on this wooden bed frame.
First priority today is finding fresh water and getting some breakfast. Whoa! That coconut was under serious pressure. Nothing beats fresh coconut water straight from the source. Now time for breakfast. Pure energy right here.
Super sweet and fresh, exactly what I needed to jumpstart day 2.
Good morning. After that fresh coconut breakfast, let me show you where I slept last night. It took me 3 hours to lash these logs together yesterday, but staying off the ground is crucial. Honestly, surprisingly comfortable. Keeping off the damp sand made all the difference. Yeah, sleeping directly on these rock-hard logs is definitely a quick way to ruin your back. I know exactly how to fix that. We're weaving a palm leaf mattress.
Interlocking fresh palm fronds creates a durable, cushioned layer ideal for tropical bedding.
We need several big palm fronds like this to weave a comfortable mattress. Cutting these fresh fronds down takes effort, but green leaves weave best. Splitting the spine right down the middle lets us lay both halves flat.
Alternate each blade over and under to lock the mat tight. A clean, natural sleeping mat made entirely from wild palm fronds.
Boom! That is a 100% natural bushcraft mattress. Now that is what I call a tropical bed upgrade.
Honestly, this feels 10 times better than sleeping on the hard sand.
With shelter secured, the island survival journey enters its next chapter. Every corner of this island holds a brand new survival challenge waiting to be solved.
Staying hydrated out here is rule number 1, so let's crack open a fresh coconut.
Nothing beats fresh coconut water after a long morning of work.
Look at all this sea-seasoned timber washed ashore. Perfect structural material. This main ridgepole is solid, straight, and surprisingly lightweight. Hauling these back to the base camp before the afternoon tide comes in. First timber down. This log is going to anchor our entire shelter frame.
Surrounded by thousands of miles of open ocean, nature sets the rhythm of survival.
Now that our base wood is set, we need thatch to keep the rain off tonight.
Even on the most remote islands, ocean currents wash up valuable plastic debris.
By cutting off the top, we turn garbage into a perfect clean water receptacle.
Pure, safe drinking water. Improvise, adapt, and stay hydrated out here.
Clean water secured. Now let's get moving on building a solid shelter frame.
4 sturdy timber poles gathered from the tree line form the primary structural ribs.
Lashing 2 triangular end frames gives us a rigid foundation that can withstand wind. This ridgepole is solid. Once I lock this down, the whole shelter structure becomes unbreakable.
Jungle vines make incredible natural cordage. Wrap them tight, and as they dry, they shrink and hold even firmer.
These old dry fronds look easy, but they crack instantly and leak like a sieve in heavy rain.
These broad leaves will create a far better waterproof seal for our shelter roof.
A small, clean opening near the stem base lets us thread the binding vine without tearing the leaf.
Once threaded through, we pull it tight around the pole to anchor each panel. Systematic layering is key. Overlapping these broad leaves helps direct rainwater safely away from the shelter. Notice how I weave the stem behind the support ridge? That keeps it tight during high winds. Look at that sidewall, completely covered and holding strong against the ocean breeze.
This wall is completely solid now. Check out these tight palm bindings.
Lashing them down like this helps keep the wind from pulling the leaves loose.
Now for the roof peak. This needs to overlap perfectly to shed rain. And just like that, the main wall is fully thatched and rock solid.
Under the relentless tropical sun, finding shade becomes a matter of survival.
Man, this heat is no joke out here. Time for a quick break in the shade. Trimming these stems clean keeps the roof weave tight and rain tight.
We're almost done with the main frame. Just need to secure this last side.
Race against the sun, getting this last wall lashed down before dark. Just securing the final palm fronds along the ridge, and the roof is officially weatherproof. Feel how dense this thatch layer is. Rain won't penetrate this easily.
We did it! Full island survival shelter, complete before sunset.
And there she is, the ultimate island shelter built entirely from scratch.
We officially have a home on this island tonight.
As night settles over the Pacific, total isolation becomes a breathtaking reality.
After a full day of building, taking a moment to look back makes it all worth it.
Tomorrow brings new challenges, but tonight, the island is at peace.
Night is officially falling, so let us move inside the palm shelter.
Inside here, the thick overlapping weave really helps block the night breeze.
Multiple layered palm fronds create a tight, waterproof shield overhead.
It was a tough build, but this shelter is holding up amazingly well tonight. Check this out. I carved a simple coconut shell hook before sunset. Time to get some rest. Tomorrow we explore the inner jungle.
A sudden tropical storm rolls in, threatening the fragile coastal camp. Heavy downpours test the integrity of the handmade thatch roof.
Okay, roof leak test status. Not passing.
The water is flooding right into my sleeping spot, guys.
Oh no! The roof is completely giving out right now!
Tropical rain relentlessly tests every flaw in a handmade palm shelter.
The tropical storm is hitting hard, testing every inch of this leaf shelter tonight.
It's leaking, but we're dry enough to make it through until morning.
We survived the storm. What a beautiful island morning. Do you know how good some chicken sounds right about now? This leaf shelter survived the storm without dropping a single drop inside.
The secret is in how you layer these palm fronds to shed heavy rain.
Now that the shelter is solid, it is time to secure breakfast and head for the water. First rule of island survival: hydrate with fresh coconut water before anything else. Pure electrolyte gold. That hits the spot after a night in the wild. Dude, screw coconuts. I need real food. Time to put this survival tackle kit to the test. Now we wait and see if anything takes the bait. Whoa! Oh, that came out of nowhere. Time to change tactics.
In the shallows of the cove, clarity is everything for a successful hunt.
Switch to the spear. Time to head into the shallows and catch some dinner. These multi-barbed prongs are designed to secure the target instantly in shallow water. This heavy rubber section provides the tension, so I'm checking every connection before taking it into the water.
Welcome to spearfishing on the island. Let us go hunt for dinner.
Walking down this stretch, you really feel how isolated and stunning this coast is.
Wait guys, look down there. I think I just spotted something washed ashore.
An actual glass bottle, and let's see if there is anything written inside.
Wait a minute, is there actually a message inside this bottle? No way, even on a deserted island, we've got a sponsor.
Holafly keeps you connected seamless wherever your wild adventures take you.
Staying connected across 3 countries before hitting the island was seamless.
Meet Wilson 2.0. He agrees. This beach is total paradise.
Now that we have shelter locked down, it's time to map out the rest of the island.
Setting up the Holafly eSIM takes literally seconds before stepping onto the sand.
You get total unlimited data and seamless connectivity, even out here in paradise. Just remember, once you head deep into the thick jungle, coverage might start to drop off.
Even miles away from civilization, staying connected across regional borders is key. Select regional plans to maintain high-speed mobile data everywhere you travel.
With the Always On feature, you can stay connected even when you're far off the grid. Even out here in paradise, staying connected across continents is seamless. You can pick regional or country plans that fit your exact travel itinerary.
That's why over 15 million travelers rely on it around the globe.
Scan the QR code on screen and use code DAVIDRULE for a massive discount on your next trip.
A huge thank you to Holafly for keeping me connected out here on this remote island.
Adventure awaits, so get out there and explore.
Welcome to one of the most isolated tropical islands in the South Pacific.
Time to gear up and head into the ocean to catch dinner. The current is strong today, but visibility looks incredible. Visibility underwater is unbelievable today, and time to find some dinner.
This untamed reef is full of life, but treacherous swells demand total concentration.
There's movement right by that rock ledge. Holding my breath.
The ocean surf crashes hard against the reef as the shot hits.
That was way closer than I expected under those crashing rocks.
Spearfishing off these island reefs requires absolute focus, but dinner is officially secured. That dive was incredible. Absolutely the ultimate island survival payoff.
Surviving off-grid demands raw instinct, respect for nature, and unwavering focus. Until the next island adventure, stay curious, stay wild, and keep exploring.
Let's see if our improvised beach trap managed to catch anything today. Next step is heading inland to trek through the jungle canopy for fresh water. Pushing deeper into the foliage now, keep your eyes open for wild fruit. Time to see if we can secure fresh fish for lunch today. The water here is insanely clear. The reef is right beneath us.
The swell is pushing too hard against these rocks.
That ocean current is no joke today, guys. Zero fish today. Back to foraging in the woods. Walking miles along the tide line with zero catch takes everything out of you. I've been at this for 6 hours straight, and I have absolutely nothing to show for it. I am officially out of energy. Island 1, Leo 0. Every single day on this island tests your limits in ways you never expected.
Surrounded by hundreds of miles of open ocean, isolation is total.
2 key rules allowed me to build this waterproof shelter in under 2 hours. Bamboo is the ultimate survival multi-tool, and today we make fire with it. I'm carefully refining this section of bamboo so it's clean and ready for the next step. See this groove right here? That's where the magic happens. Now we punch a tiny air hole right where the friction builds heat. This V-notch channels oxygen directly to the hot wooden dust. And look at that. Perfect hole and notch ready to catch an ember. Look at these fine shavings. This ultra dry bamboo dust is key for ignition.
Angle the spine of the blade and scrape long, firm strokes to gather a nest.
I'm combining these dry natural fibers into one light, airy bundle for the next step. Now pack those fine coconut fibers tightly
right inside the notch.
Everything is prepped. Time to see if friction can give us fire. Fast, heavy pressure. We need maximum heat right in that groove. Come on, just a few more seconds of pure friction. Look at that smoke. We've got real heat building up now. Yes, it worked. Primitive friction fire on a deserted island. Gently does it, just needs a little oxygen to turn this ember into real fire. There it is, we have liftoff, baby. Look at that smoke.
With a steady flame secured, survival on this remote island just became a whole lot easier.
We officially have fire on the island. Now, full disclosure on how this actually caught flame so fast. I will admit I cheated and used a little toilet paper. Now that the fire is steady, this shelter officially feels like home.
A good fire provides warmth, security, and a vital sense of comfort as day turns to night.
Dusk settles fast out here on the island, but we're ready for the night. The mosquitoes are out in full force tonight, guys. Absolutely relentless. Nothing beats a quick splash in the sea to rinse off the heat. I won't lie to you guys. Today was completely exhausting. Nothing tastes better after a long night than fresh coconut water and meat. Building a solid structure before nightfall is essential for staying dry.
Being stranded on an island really makes you appreciate the little things.
So last night's rain got through right here because the palm overlap wasn't tight enough. Layering them like shingles creates the watershed, but the vine lashings keep them from blowing away. Reinforcing this main ridge binding means the whole structure stays watertight for tomorrow. This main spine binding is holding rock solid now. Finally got everything secured. Time to get some rest.
Good night, everyone. See you at sunrise.
Night falls completely over the island, bringing a brief moment of quiet rest.
Good morning. Day 4 on the island, and I actually slept like a baby. This red dry bag saved my feet from getting completely destroyed by mosquitoes last night. Day 4 on the island. Day 4. This is my last full day on the island. Starting the morning with some fresh island hydration. Nothing beats fresh coconut water right on the beach. Now to pry out that rich, high-fat coconut meat. This gives me all the energy I need for today's main project. Moving along the shoreline now to see what the low tide left behind.
A rare glimpse of a predatory bobbit worm lurking beneath the wet sand.
You never know what crazy sea creatures you'll spot on these remote tidal flats.
Even in paradise, keeping essential survival tools charged requires tapping into direct solar energy.
The heat out here is absolute brutal today, but the solar panel is working at maximum efficiency.
Even in the scorching midday heat, island life continues its quiet, steady pace across the sand.
Heading up the ridgeline now. The jungle is getting super dense.
Ruh-roh, Shaggy! I don't think this island is on Google Maps.
Miles from civilization, the island reveals its true, untamed beauty.